Hello and welcome to the 2020 election. Today we have Donald Trump, the incumbent president, to Joe Biden, the vice president under Barack Obama, and the frontrunner in the Democratic primary polls. So currently it is January 2nd, 2020. We are 10 months away, plus the days remaining in this month, to the election. I have not done a matchup between the two in my prediction, exempt polls off of polls, which was not my prediction, and I didn't have a election night since 10 months ago on Joe Biden, Donald Trump. So let's see if my opinion has changed. I'm gonna start off with Trump's safe states: Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, except the 2nd Congressional District, Kansas, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, West Virginia, South Carolina, and Alaska. Moving over to Joe Biden, he would carry the states of California, Illinois, Washington, D.C., Maryland, Delaware, Massachusetts, Vermont, New York, and Maine's first I forgot Hawaii. So we have Donald Trump with 125 electoral votes to Joe Biden's 151. Safe states, which is what I filled in, is over a 15% win. I left some out just because they were close, which would go into the likely column, which I'm going to be going into now, which goes between over 5% and under 15%. So for Donald Trump, the states of Texas is not yet ready to flip to the Democrats. It was close in 2018, but I just don't see enough voters yet, even though there is continuous amounts of voters moving from California and other Democratic states moving into Texas, even helping it turn more and more blue. I'd say Trump would win there by about 6-7 points. Another state. Is there any other? Trying to think. No, that is all of Trump's likely states. So now Trump's at 163 to Biden's 151. Moving into Joe Biden's column, states of Oregon, New Jersey, Connecticut, Rhode Island. These states, they're pretty close to the safe margin, but they're just slightly under by about 3 to 4 points. Another state, New Mexico. New Mexico is moving more and more towards the safe column. It's not yet there, but it's getting closer. Another state, Virginia. Polls just came out. One which I'm not too sure about showed, I think Biden up 4, but like Trump winning every other candidate there, which I don't see Trump winning the state of Virginia. It's possible, but I don't see it. This looks like, this is all the likely. Oh wait, no. Maine at large, I could see going to the likely column, probably about 6-7 points. Last time Trump missed it by about 3 points, but since it's shifted back, except for like the 2nd district, still pretty close, but not in the lean margin or nearing Trump's column. So now Trump 163 to Biden's 203 for Trump's lean column, which is under 5% to 1%. Georgia, this is a state that has gotten close, but not yet nearing into the Democratic column. It still has some wiggle room to go. Another state, Ohio. Trump won the state very large, and just because he's facing Biden, I could see us very close to the likely margin, just edging into that lean margin. There's going to be a lot of turnout in this race. A lot of these states are going to get close. There's a lot of toss-ups still left. 138 electoral votes. Another state, Iowa. Trump consistently in the last maybe 6 polls, was it? Trump was leading, and I think he averages at like a 3.5, 4 point lead there against Biden, nearing a likely margin of 2, but just in the lean margin. Another state, Florida. I don't see the state of Florida flipping to the Democrats in 2020. I just see, even in his approval ratings there, it's pretty even. Um, and in the 2018 midterms, they flipped the Senate race. They won in the governor race with a Trump Republican. I just don't see the state of Florida going to the Democrats, whoever it is. Florida usually does favor the incumbents too. I don't see it likely flipping. Another state, North Carolina, another state that's pretty even with Trump, but some weird polls. I don't think North Carolina would flip. I think it could get close, maybe the tilt column. Maybe. I don't see it for sure, but I think North Carolina, probably a 3 point win for Trump there. Polls just weird to me, but I still see Trump definitely carrying the state of North Carolina. Another state, Arizona. He's been doing better there, and I just don't see Biden winning it. I just don't. Even though there's a Senate race that could help get even more Democrats coming out to vote, just because there's another huge race going on there in 2020. I just don't see it. Arizona, it's definitely a toss-up now, maybe tilt Republican state, but I still see Trump winning it in 2020. Another, Nebraska's second. They won the House district there in 2018 by about 3 points, and if it's going to be won in a Democratic wave year, it's definitely going to be won in a general election. Another, Maine second district, Trump did very well there in 2016. They lost the seat in 2018, very small margin, but I don't see Trump losing it. He appeals a lot to those voters, and I think even in the House race, it'll flip back just because there's, in the latest vote, voting against USMCA, which has been seen very bipartisan. This is an area where it's pretty even to slightly more Republican, moderate conservative area. I think that's going to hurt the Democrat there. So now Trump, all the way up to 260 electoral votes, moving over to Joe Biden with 203. Another state for Joe Biden would be the state of Nevada. I don't see Trump winning there against Joe Biden. He's done very well there in primary polls, general election polls. Nevada's just been trending more towards the Democrats. I just don't see Trump carrying it. Same with Colorado, nearing the likely margin. I think Nevada would be about 3-4 point win for Joe Biden. Colorado, 4.5, 5 points, just under the likely margin. Another state, Minnesota. If it's going to be matched up against stronger candidates like Joe Biden or like a Bernie Sanders, I don't see Trump carrying a state like Minnesota. It'd be very hard, and there's so many other states out there that could push Trump over the finish line. I don't think you would look at the same Minnesota in a very strong Democrat on the opposing side. Another state, I see Michigan flipping. Michigan, it's a very interesting state, but it hasn't been too happy with Trump. The Senate race could help it get it closer just because a pretty good Republican is running against Gary Peters there. John James got a close race in 2018, only losing it by 6 points against Debbie Stabenow, a very popular senator from there. I just don't see it flipping. Not flipping. Donald Trump carrying it. Same with New Hampshire, close to the likely margin. New Hampshire has been doing pretty well for Joe Biden in polls too, as well as Michigan. I just don't see Trump winning either these two or Minnesota in a matchup with Joe Biden. Going back to Donald, actually, let's go back to Biden for the tilt column for him, which is under 1%. Pennsylvania, this is where he was born, and this is if you look at states in the primaries for Democrats, Pennsylvania is more alongside with the moderate liberal Democrats, and Wisconsin's more progressive Democrats. So if you were to have a progressive run, more likely Trump would win in a state like Pennsylvania, but you have more like a moderate, you're going to have Trump have a higher chance in the state of Wisconsin. Michigan is more of a in-between. And going back to Donald Trump, I think he would carry the state of Wisconsin. I see the impeachment stuff and Joe Biden recently, like impeachment stuff, there's a lot of people see it positive and negative. Independent voters see it more negative than positive. Another thing is Joe Biden recently said that he is willing to remove any blue-collar jobs that hurt the environment, and I could see that as like a Hillary Clinton saying, which really hurt her in 2016, and then said that coal miners could learn how to program, I think it was, if they could go 300 to 3,000 miles under, or 300 to 3,000 feet underground. In all, I think Donald Trump would beat Joe Biden at this point in time. Thank you for watching. Please go down, subscribe, like the video, hit the notification bell to get notified when new videos come out. Bye.